And now let's move on and let's talk about the last two stories, which are arguably the most important stories of the day. The first one is about Antonio Rüdiger, because apparently, according to The Independent, in an article that came out this morning, the brother and agent of Antonio Rüdiger had apparently a meeting with Real Madrid few days ago. I mean, they were talking about the player, they were talking about a possible deal. Apparently, Antonio Rüdiger wants to play for Real Madrid, and what is Real Madrid doing right now is pretty much to listening the proposal, offer, what does he want, like, salary, wage, and stuff like that, because we don't have to pay anything to Chelsea. But in my opinion, the reason why the meeting happened a few days ago is just because Real Madrid doesn't want to interfere or get in the way in the renewal contract situation between Chelsea and Antonio Rüdiger. So that's why Real Madrid has been waiting for so long. So Chelsea said, okay, Chelsea got a decision, a final decision, and say, okay, I'm not doing anything with this guy, so I'm done here, it's over, we don't want anything else with this guy. So in that moment is when Real Madrid is going to get into the negotiation, the talks, or whatever you want to call it, to try to convince the player he wants to join the Real Madrid project, right? I mean, both of them, they didn't sign anything. That is pretty much obvious, just because the transfer market is not open yet, right? So they can't sign anything other than a private contract, which is pretty much what Real Madrid has already signed for and with Kylian Mbappe, which is, but it's a different thing, right? A private contract is something that nobody else know about, so you can do it, okay? It's completely legal, and I'd say Real Madrid would do the same with Antonio Rüdiger, but just with only 1 month ahead, it's kind of like, okay, it's not worth it, right? The best way for Real Madrid right now is just to wait for one more month and then sign the player. And maybe it's okay if you have a talk with the agent, with the brother, or whoever it is, so you can test the waters and see what they want and things like that. But it's not okay to take the risk to sign anything with the player and then the possibility to jeopardize the deal, and also, I mean, you can be sued by that, So I don't think it's really worth it. And in my opinion, what Real Madrid is doing right now is to follow the smartest way, right? Which is to sign the player in January and not to take any single risk. But let me tell you what, the most important here is Rüdiger. I mean, according to some of the news papers in Spain and England and stuff, is very closer than ever to sign a deal with Real Madrid. So I'd say this guy is done deal, and maybe in the next few weeks we will hear something else about that. And in my opinion, he really wants to play for Real Madrid. I mean, not sure, because it's still Bayern Munich in the middle. I mean, Bayern Munich is apparently the other team that really wants to land to Antonio Rüdiger for the next year. And the other thing is, okay, is Rüdiger willing to sit down on the bench or wait on the bench? Because he knows, he's very aware right now in Real Madrid there's a couple of center backs who are pretty much impossible to get rid of them or even overcome them, because right now David Alaba and Militao are just amazing. They are playing incredibly good. They have replaced to Sergio Ramos and Karim and the Rafa Varane in the best way possible. So they are pretty much undisputable in Real Madrid, in this Real Madrid right now. So I'm not sure what the mentality of Antonio Rüdiger is like when it comes to the possibility to be behind Militao, Alaba, and all the stuff. I can figure that out, but I don't know, man. If he is okay with that, if he really wants to join the project, if he really wants to join Real Madrid, then I'd say he will try his best to be in Real Madrid, even if he has to wait on the bench for some games or something like that. But I don't know. It's up to him, and let's see what happens, right? Because he still has another choice, another option, which is Bayern Munich. So let's see what happens.